People are always so nosy. They see somebody parked next to the side of the road and they're just like, hey guys, this is just a quick update. I am at the farm. I really just came to do a quick update on the farm, mostly for myself, just to come check it out and see what's going on. I'm going to bring you along just to see what the progress looks like. Most importantly, something that I wanted to talk about was the fact that this has been a weird year. I mean, we're in June, and I've had a couple of like long pants and almost sweater weather, not quite, but I mean, we're in June. We're supposed to be, pulling crops out of the field around now. Like, I'm supposed to be pulling veggies. This time last year, I had zucchinis that were like this big because the heat just came on strong last year. This year, super mild. I had lettuce out until early May this year, which is crazy. Normally lettuce bolts in like early April at the latest, and I had an extra month of lettuce, which was good. I loved it, but that's kind of crazy. Sorry, I'm just watching somebody. People are always so nosy. They see somebody parked next to the side of the road and they're just like, all right, let's go get started. I'm glad that all the grass is growing in, but I'm starting to see where I probably put more fertilizer in this area over this area. Maybe it's just coincidence, but it definitely feels like things got a little heavy around here, and everywhere else it's okay. It's doing pretty good over here, and then it's definitely a little thinner over here in terms of just how tall the grass has grown. All right, let's keep going. This is definitely the kind of stuff I'm gonna have to keep looking for. I gotta come back and cut this. Big rocks like this. Yep, we'll keep going. I did lay, it's hard to see, but I did lay. Come on, focus. I put some flags here. Where's the next flag? You can't even see. Anyways, I did put some flags down just to kind of mark what I'm thinking the driveway is going to be, but we're still trying to finalize that. I'm going back and forth with Mrs. Honeydew, and we're probably going to be out here maybe in a couple days or so to start moving some flags around again. We'll get there, and I'll most likely bring Chris back to cut me in a driveway and just, lay down some crush and run or something just to get me started. I'm up at the top right now, and I'm definitely getting a better idea of what does land look like after it's been forestry mulched and rained on, and I threw some grass seed down, and it's starting to recover and sort of turn into that pasture, but it's also recovering in ways that I kind of expected. But you can see there are just trees sprouting everywhere, boom, 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 all over the place. And that's what hardwoods do. Some of these are sprouting from just seeds. There's a seed bed here. Some of this is from stumps. Yeah, that one there's probably a root, and these are like suckers that are growing up out of roots. I mean, hardwoods, they do everything they can to stay alive, I really have to watch my step out here. There's probably, I've counted about 4 or 5 of these massive mounds. These ants, they're like black ants. These might be some sort of carpenter ants, maybe. It wouldn't be a trip to the farm if I didn't forget something. This time I forgot my tripod, so I can't actually set up the camera and talk to you guys only holding it is the only way I can do that. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna give you guys this update. We'll take a look at a few other little things. I'm really just kind of walking around the property, getting a feel for it, see what the rain's been doing for us, what this cooler weather has been doing for us. And I talked a little bit earlier about this cool weather and how the vegetable garden's not doing that great. But in terms of this kind of grass, like a fescue grass with a small millet mix, this milder weather, higher rain that we've been getting, this is exactly what this grass needs to really pick up and start putting some roots down, especially before that real deep heat starts coming in the next month or next couple of months. This grass has to fight its way up as quickly as possible, because as soon as that summer heat comes, it's very likely that if we don't get enough rain, a lot of this stuff's going to go dormant and it's just too small to survive. One of the drawbacks of this cooler weather, though, is that we run into an issue with a lot of those cool season weeds really not wanting to go away. You may have noticed that in maybe your own lawn at your house, where weeds like the poa annua, for example, really just refused to go away, or they came on with a vengeance this year, and you just had this bumper crop of poa annua. And at least I know I've noticed that in my own lawn at the homestead. We can't control the weather, we can't predict the weather. As for the weeds, because the ground is so bare, I'm actually going to be okay with the weeds for now. Obviously, when we build and we move here, or before we move here, I'm going to take a lot more care in making sure that we avoid any noxious weeds, especially because I don't want that stuff to really get a flush of seeds out here, because it's only going to make the garden much more difficult to manage later. But for now, green is green. And I want those roots in the ground. I want those leaves out photosynthesizing. I want to start building the soil any way I can, even with weeds. Keep in mind, weeds are just plants that are in the wrong place at the wrong time. And right now, I'll take any green I can get. With that, you guys, as always, be good. I'll see you on the next one.